preseason action concludes here in Charleston, South Carolina, as the Charleston Predators welcome the Indianapolis Ramblers here on a Wednesday night preseason special. Week 1 is just around the corner, and these two teams are finalizing their preparations for the forthcoming season. Both had very impactful off seasons. We'll be interested to see how they look tonight as they look to get all of their new pieces involved and get some fresh legs and a fresh start into their returning veterans. Coaches on either side this season, the return of Adam Wiseman as always for Indianapolis, and new assistant head coach in Charleston, Anthony Ellison, takes over the reins for tonight, as Indianapolis will receive the honours to get us underway. Hope you're having a good evening and are ready for week 1, and we welcome you in here for what should be a pretty entertaining pre-season affair. Kickoff from Brad Burchett, Charleston in the blue, Indianapolis in the white and red. And that kickoff return from just at the front of the end zone to the 25, up to the 27. And no further. This Indianapolis offense, starred by that man Ryan Roosevelt, has gone fairly unchanged in the off-season. A new general manager in town being Robert Cherry. Getting this team together. Tino Sosa, the rookie, one to keep an eye out for tonight, as he may spell Christian Pierce at times. Devin Lloyd, a new piece in the receiving core, as well as Jimmy Wint, the new tight end. As the Ramblers will come out in a I-twin set. Hand off to Pierce, and that will gain a couple. Tackle made by Khalil Thomas, the star outside linebacker. This Charleston defense underwent a bit of a facelift as well. Forrest Dalton and Dan Dash, new faces on the line. And Adam Nold, a former Indianapolis Rambler, joins the secondary in place of J.W. Hartshorn, who entered retirement. Second handoff of the game nets a couple, and Indianapolis will be set up with a third and short after, or third and medium, after the first two carries by Pierce. Spread wide out for Colin Pierce, who will drop back, steps a pass across, that's picked! Early play defensively, and Mark Martin is going to get an interception, and that's not the way that Adam Wiseman would have wanted his offense to start the ball game. Mark Martin, a league veteran, started in Carolina, ended up south of the border as a Predator. Believe that this may be his last season in the league. But still able to make some big plays there, and that interception will give Charleston's offense good field position already inside of Indianapolis territory. Lone back is Terrell Sutherland, it appears. That will net one off a little dive up the middle. This Charleston offense is very deep in terms of the talent that Terrell Sutherland was able to bring in. New faces, the likes of Brad Taylor Wright, Ian Francis, Breddington James, Leon Sandcastle, and also the left tackle Perina Barra are all new pieces in this offense. Lakeman drops back, little spin, that's caught one-handed, nice play from Benjamin Warner, reeling that one in with style, and that pushes Charleston forward on an early first down. See here, that is an impressive grab by this star wideout for Charleston. The rest of that offense consists of, as mentioned, John Lakeman, the backs Nick Hoagland and Seren Storm returned, and the outside receivers Benjamin Warner and Davius Reed, along with Xavier Solomon, the new tight end in town after he signed from Carolina. Toss play to the outside, that's going to get blown up. Nice tackle on the backfield. That was the first touch of the game for Seren Storm. Tackle made by Tally McScarborough, the veteran outside linebacker. Thomas Matthews and Kenneth Gaston Jr. along with him at that outside linebacker position. Adam Wiseman, the lone interior lineman. Second down play for Lakeman. Zips one deep and that's caught for a first down. Couple of good passes strung together and he's found Xavier Solomon. Agent X checks in for the first time this evening. And that pushes Charleston into goal-to-go territory. And you see that offensive line going to work. St. Nebuchadnezzar, Finley James and Leroy James along with Ibarra and DeBrickashaw Molyneux. 4 of those returning from last season. Ibarra a signing from Vancouver. 4 needed. Handoff will go up the middle. That's Nick Hoagland. He's shy by a yard. So Charleston getting 3 of their backs involved early on this drive. The only back yet to touch it is Taylor Wright. Joker's set. Piers Sutherland might have been checked back in at the backfield. Taylor Wright in front of him. That's going to be a touchdown. Left-hand side run. And Saren Storm will check in for the score. There's a great lead block on that left edge by Sutherland. And Storm makes the most of it. And a 1-yard rushing touchdown for Saren Storm. Now in his 4th season with the Preds, started as a wide receiver and then switched to running back when Keith Swearingen left, and has flourished ever since. Brad Burchett with the extra point is up and through the middle, and Charleston makes the most of that early turnover and puts a score up on the board. Charleston faced with a week 1 matchup against Florida in the eye. They have to go and play the defending champions. See how Indianapolis responds on this forthcoming drive. Roosevelt again, the returner from the tip of the end zone, and he will field it up towards the 30. In fact, it's not Ryan Roosevelt. It's Jeff Banfield on the return, so a couple of the outside receivers for Indianapolis involved on special teams. Again, just a matter of these games are getting touches to as many players as possible. See if Colin Pierce can shake off that early turnover on the first possession. Split backfield for the Ramblers. Roll out by Pierce. Had pressure in his face. He gets the completion. That's Ryan Roosevelt. And that was very necessary after the starting drive. Had to get something going and has found his key man in Ryan Roosevelt. The new features in this receiving core, again, Devin Lloyd, but also the returns of Banfield and Rob Hunt. And then again, those tight ends, Randy Pierce and Jimmy Wint, Adrian Marlowe and Jimmy Hayes on the line. Colin Pierce drops back here, short throw to the near side, and that will pick up about 4. Check in by Devin Lloyd. And they keep it pushing Tino Sosa in the backfield here on this set. He will get the handoff and almost got through. A good tackle made by John Stamango, pushing from that safety spot. The rest of that Charleston defense is quite stacked, to say the least, at least in terms of depth. That secondary, Corey Mena, Mike Martin, Adam Knoll, Sam Blotner, Matt Ryan, John Stamango and Jacob Clear. They've got 8 defensive backs rolling out this season, or 7 rather, as Pierce rolls out. That's a short pass caught by Roosevelt. They're going to mark him short. That seemed like a harsh call, and we'll see if Adam Wiseman chooses to challenge it. Weren't many visible complaints from Roosevelt, but Adam Wiseman says no, we need to have a look at this one, and we will take a retroactive look at this play. And it certainly seemed as if Ryan Roosevelt had gotten that first down, but we'll have another peek at it. As you can see, he was well over the mark before a ball had gotten to him, so that will definitely be a first down. It's a shock that they marked him a yard short. So Indianapolis will pick up a first, and that will keep their drive going. No, it won't. They're going to mark him short still. But this time it's 4th and inches. So that's an interesting decision. They're going to keep the offense out there. Tino Sosa is in the backfield. So a huge play here on this second drive for Indianapolis. Hand off to Harleman. He'll get the first. Good call by Adam Wiseman. And Indianapolis keeps it moving downfield. Always a gutsy play call to go for it on 4th down. But in that situation, you've got a powerful fullback who can run the ball really well. That seemed like a pretty assured decision. Spread wideouts for Pierce. Motion Banfield from right to left. Handoff to Pierce, and he's dumped after only a gain of 1. Nice defending by Clear coming from that linebacker spot. And these are some new uniform sets developed by Sam Blotner and Jack Brown behind in the team presentation department. These Charleston bringing back the water blue for season 22. With Lloyd in motion. Creates a split pro set. Pierce drops back. There's pressure all over him. The pump fake bought him some time, but he's dropped for a loss of 6. Good sack by Khalil Thomas, and that will force Indianapolis to a 3rd and long. The pump fake seemed to reignite the play for just a moment, but he took too long. And that pressure that Charleston can create from that edge, especially Khalil Thomas, but also Anthony Robertson, the sophomore defensive end. 2 very elite edge rushers. Motion Devin Lloyd again. 3 up top for Pierce. He'll drop back 5. Still waiting. He airs it out. It's caught. What a play. Finds Rob Hunt on the far sideline. In fact, check that. It's one of the other receivers on their depth chart. And that will net a first down for the Ramblers. He was wide open there on that far sideline. The number confused me. I believe it was Ryan Roosevelt who ended up with that catch. Rob Hunt is hard to miss. 6'6", 230. Almost built like a tight end. Pierce on a first down. That's incomplete. Almost throwing another pick. That falls incomplete. It was again targeted at the man who had the first pick on the opening drive in Mark Martin. And that falls away harmlessly, incomplete. 2nd down. Sosa in the backfield. Pierce drops back. That pass over the middle is caught. He held onto it. Impressive play by the tight end in Randy Pierce. And Jimmy Wheat, rather, the rookie, checking in. So Indianapolis looking to get the ball to these new pieces on their offense. It's always good to see. Now a goal to go for Indianapolis. Can they tie it up? Hand off left-hand side. That's Pierce this time. And he will be dumped at the line of scrimmage. Good tackle by Jack Brown. Try again here. Similar formation. Goal line eye off to the right. Lead back is Christian Pierce, and he will march it in from 5 out for an Indianapolis touchdown. And the Ramblers will tie it up at 7. A really good drive. They had the catch outside to Ryan Roosevelt earlier on that was marked short. They went for it on 4th and inches, and Joel Harleman picked up the first down. And then the catch made by Jimmy Wentz set up that goal-to-go situation. And it was finished off by the lead back in Christian Pierce. Now, Topher Kiefer will come out to tie it up at 7. That extra point is up and good. So 2 drives in a row. It resulted in a score, and this preseason game is starting to settle in here. See how Charleston responds offensively. They were very sharp on the opening drive. Kickoff return from the front of the end zone and getting out of it and making good room in the end. Indianapolis got good pressure on Bradenton James, but he is able to spin out of that trouble and get it towards the 30. James, one of a few undrafted free agents picked up by Charleston prior to the draft kicking off. That included Anthony Ellison, who's also on the sideline tonight directing the shots. And we'll see how Charleston goes here on their second drive. Spread receivers for Lakeman. 1-step drop. That's incomplete. Looked like the Ramblers defense had a shot at that one. He was looking for Honus Adobe and couldn't quite find him. Was a little overthrown by Lakeman. Sutherland in the backfield here. We've seen this formation before. There's a dive earlier that resulted in only a 1-yard pickup. Go to a standard ace look with Warner moving out to the left. Lakeman, that's caught! Benjamin Warner is off to the races. Down on the right hand side, and he's tackled. Game saving play, but it was jumped by the corner, and Benjamin Warner absolutely gobbled it up. It's just his second catch of the game. See there coming across, Jack Russell had to make that play and did. Otherwise that was going to be 6 points on just the second play of the drive. But Charleston now already knocking on the door of the red zone. Back in the spread. Hand off to the left hand side. That's Seren Storm, and he will pick up 8. In fact, that's Hoagland in the backfield. Again, Charleston constantly rotating this backfield. Always have a fresh pair of legs on the field. 4 that they can use at their disposal. Pretty much a backup at every position on this roster. Hand off far side. That's Sutherland, and he will almost get the first down. Good tackle again by Russell, saving the day. And Jack Russell was one of the players that Chad Rowland brought over from London when he took over this team. And at times during Indianapolis' last season, he looked like the best player on the field. And he's made a couple of very important tackles here in this game. Handoff short side. That's Seren Storm, and he will pick up a first. 2 straight carries for number 33, Sutherland again. You see there, the formation choices from Anthony Ellison have been certainly interesting, but successful to a degree. That Sutherland has had a few good carries. Storm had that 8-yard pickup, and then goes back to Sutherland and picks up a first. Back in the ace look here with Sutherland in the backfield. One motion from left to right. This worked a charm last time. And off to Sutherland. He breaks the first point of contact and picks up 4. On that left-hand side, and that will do us for a quarter. Here in Charleston, South Carolina, the Predators tied with Indianapolis in this preseason affair. Back here at Robert Smalls Memorial Stadium, as Charleston now in the red zone with a fresh set of downs. In fact, 2nd and 6 situation. Heavy set here and handoff to the far side. Terrell Sutherland gets a 2nd straight carry, and that will give them a 3rd and short. Similar formation choice from Anthony Ellison. Lakeman will drop back. He's got no time at all. It was closed down very quickly by Robert Cherry, a new face on this Indianapolis defense. He, a former Charleston Predator, now the general manager for this franchise, and he makes his statement to close out this Charleston drive, and Brad Burchett will come out to net a 31-yard attempt to give Charleston the lead. Field goal attempt is up and good, and that will push it out to a 3-point ball game. Hope you're enjoying preseason football here in preparation for week 1. We are very close to season kickoff for season 22. These two teams both looking really good in their opening possessions. Indianapolis looking to build on their previous scoring drive and that late stop by Robert Cherry, as Jeff Banfield is on return duties again. He gets it to the 25. And for this Ramblers offense, we've seen Jimmy Wheat have a big play from that tight end position. Tino Sosa has been involved. We'll see if he can really enter the game here on this possession. Wint will go in motion. Pierce, short throw is caught. That's got room to run into. And Christian Pierce will pick up 7 on the reception. You see there Jimmy Hayes, the right tackle, there in run support, as Sosa checks back in. Handoff to Tino Sosa. He's blown up for a loss of 1. Tried to get off that edge, and Adrian Marlowe couldn't create the space, and it's a 3rd and 4. Too wide here for the Ramblers. 2 backs in the backfield and an offset eye. Pierce will launch it long. It's caught in double coverage. What a play by Jeff Banfield. And picks up a very important first down. See there, just a little inside post route just kills that Charleston secondary. They were all over it, but he was able to reel it in. And that pushes Indianapolis forward. Handoff. Pierce is running backwards. He's going to lose 3. Corey Mena all over that one. An interesting play call, and Tino Sosa, not sure if he will approve of that one. Too wide. Split backfield. Pierce launches. That's... Oh, he had 2 hands on it. Bobbled it and incomplete. Corey Mena on coverage there, and that's a bit of a mess there. It was Ryan Roosevelt who was targeted, and a very unlikely drop from Double R. See what Colin Pierce can deliver here on a 3rd and long. Executed earlier to get a first down. Can he do it again? Pierce looking downfield. That's a first down. This time Ryan Roosevelt's able to hang on to it and gives Indianapolis a fresh set of downs. Again, pretty similar route this time to the outside. Just a corner across from Corey Mena. And Colin Pierce, as you see, is now 8 of 11. And has eclipsed 100 yards in this opening half. 4 wide again. Pierce looking deep. Oh, Roosevelt tipped and incomplete. There was a Charleston defender right there ready to take that one away. Luckily for Pierce, it was in and out of the hands. Pierce, short drop back. That's... Oh, no, it's incomplete. Picked out of midair. Oh, it's not very often you see one of those. And John Stomango, irrespective of whether it was ruled a fumble or not, is going to get an interception. Well, we saw something like this in the Vancouver-Seattle game in Season 21. And in that instance, what about the awareness by, I believe it was Mo John Tanner, who was there to pick up the ball. But a great hit from John Stomango. And Charleston gets another turnover. It will be ruled a fumble. But in effect an interception. And now the Predators can take over on offense. Short route outside. That was risky. Doesn't pick up any yardage. Good tackle by the outside corner in Ernest McRae. He joins Jermaine Menafield, a new addition to the secondary. Rick Evans as well. And then Melodious Manning, Mike Ryan, and Jack Russell, as we talked about a couple of times already, make up the rest of that Indianapolis secondary. Ace look here for the Preds. Hand off to the far side. That's Sutherland, and he will crash forward and gets about 13 and a first down. He's having a strong start to this game. Someone who was heavily involved in the run game for a number of games last season has been called upon so far tonight. Leads the team in carries so far in this game. Brad Taylor Wright in the backfield here. Xavier Solomon moves in motion. Lakeman, toss play to Taylor Wright. He's got space on the outside. That's a 6-yard pickup. And again, Charleston just involving all of those backs. They've got 4 players that they can use with completely different skill sets. Got Storm in the backfield here. Sutherland in front of him. Motion him from center to the right. Handoff is delayed, and that run is not going to pick up anything. In fact, it'll get a yard. Nice tackle made again by Tally Max Scarborough. He now has 5 in the contest. And Lakeman will trot back out here. Warner will go from left to right. Toss play, that's Sutherland, and he will be close to a first down. They'll spot him short. Good tackle made in the end by Adam Wiseman, stretching across and getting the stop. And now it's decision time for Charleston. They're going to trot Eric Blueberry out there to punt this one away. Good connection on the punt. And depending on the bounce, oh, he gets unlucky and almost saved. Adam Knoll pursued that all the way to the red zone, but it just didn't sit up for him. Would have been a really impressive play if he was able to tip that back into the field of play. But it goes through for touchback. And now Indianapolis will get another shot at it after the turnover on the previous possession. And that he's dumped. First carry. Mojon Tanner in combination with Forrest Dalton. No room up the middle for Pierce. Sosa trots out there. Let's see if he has any more luck. Pierce will move a receiver out from left to right. And Pierce is sacked from behind. Great tackle in the backfield. It's a coverage play. And the tackle made there by one of Charleston's backups, I believe. And that gives a 3rd and long here for Indianapolis. In fact, it may have been Stamango on the previous play. Just looked like it was a 29. I know we don't have a 29. Pierce drops back on a 3rd and long. He's been good today, and he unleashes this one deep for Devin Lloyd. And Lloyd is inside the 40 and will be downed at about the 38. What a conversion from Christian Pierce. And that gets the Ramblers offense fired up. See there, another, just a go route really. Beat Sam Blotner in coverage, and they were reeling. He showed great speed moving downfield. So an impressive introduction from Devin Lloyd in this contest. Now the Ramblers are well and truly on the move. Handoff, short yardage, and Harleman will push forward and pick up 4. It's his only 2nd carry of this game, but they've both been pretty tough runs. Pierce now in the backfield. Heavy goal line eye look. Handoff will go to Pierce, and he will pick up a few more, and that makes 3rd down a touch more attainable. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning here in Charleston, South Carolina. This preseason matchup, relatively low scoring. And oh, that's incomplete. The short pass over the middle was looking for Khalil Thomas. And Colin Pierce maybe got away with one there. Irrespective, it's still within field goal range, and that field goal from Topher Kiefer is up and through, and that pushes the lead back to 0 and ties us up at 10. And Charleston, importantly, will get a possession before the half is out. But furthermore, we'll also get we'll get the honours for the opening second half kickoff. That return brought up by Francis past the 30 to the 31. So that will give the Preds good starting field position here. And Francis, one of the imports from their off-season recruitment drive. Moving over from Tulsa to join an otherwise very talented receiving corps. Both of these teams shaping out to have some talented receivers on either side. That ground rush picks up 3 from Nick Hoagland. So Charleston not looking too aggressive here, trying to close out this first half clock. Motion one of the tight ends from left to right here in a Joker's set. Lakeman, short throw, and Benjamin Warner had to run back and get that. As a result, it only nets a yard. That tackle made by Thomas Matthews, one of the other imports that was tied to Robert Cherry, brother-in-law. Switching back to outside linebacker after a season at defensive end. Lakeman on third down. That's incomplete. A little too hot to handle for Benjamin Warner. Was just out of his reach. And that stops the clock. So Indianapolis are going to get a shot here before the half is out. As Eric Blueberry will trot out to kick this one away. And Indianapolis will receive this one at the 27. And that is where the Ramblers will see if they can put up an extra score before the half is out. Would make sense for Colin Pierce to get a bit aggressive here, given that they won't be receiving the second half kickoff. The lead would be handy at half time. Sosa's carry only nets 2, and that should bring us almost to the end of the half. No real show of intent here for the Ramblers. Pierce will throw, and it is caught by Ryan Roosevelt for a first down, but that clock will expire, and that will bring us to half time here at Robert Smalls Memorial Stadium. A pass will go out from Roosevelt. And there you have it. Good half here in Charleston, South Carolina. Score is tied between the Preds and the Indianapolis Ramblers, as we will take you through some halftime stats and highlights in just a short moment. See there, Colin Pierce had a good half. The Indianapolis rushing attack, perhaps what needs to get moving, and Charleston just had one good possession and then failed to convert on the following. That resulted in a field goal and then had a couple of punts as well. So drive consistency not quite there for the Preds. Both teams with things that they can improve on in the second half. Ryan Roosevelt is your player of the half. He had 79 yards in that opening half. He and Benjamin Warner were both very impressive. Back here at Robert Smalls Memorial Stadium in Charleston, South Carolina, we bring you second half action here in this enthralling preseason matchup between the Indianapolis Ramblers and the Charleston Predators. Top Kiefer will boot this one away. And that is returned up to the 25 by James, and the Preds will get the opening possession of the half. Charleston did a sound job of getting all of their backs involved in that opening half. All of them touched the ball at least once. Terrell Sutherland led the team in carries. Lakeman drops back here on a first down play. He's got pressure all over him and he's going to be sacked for a loss of 3. Robert Cherry gets in for a second. A new piece in this defensive line and has already stamped his authority. 2 sacks in this game. He, along with the likes of Chad Rowland and company on that Indianapolis defensive line, Derek Jenko and Mac Dre. Also, motion a receiver from left to right here. Lakeman drops back again, pressured. This time he's able to unleash it and it's incomplete. It's the first time Davis Reed has been targeted in this game. And they had coverage draped all over that one. Mike Ryan in on the deflection. Very long third down here. Indianapolis have been good at converting third down situations tonight. See if John Lakeman can produce something similar here. Warner from left to right. Lakeman drops back, got a block on the edge. He looks deep. Oh, athletic pick. What a play by Jack Russell. And he will return it up past the 30 to the 27. Huge play by the veteran safety. And he read that like an absolute book. And still had to leap up and grab that one, but an impressive play by the veteran. And Indianapolis now with almost perfect starting field position. John Lakeman with the turnover. Can Colin Pierce and the Ramblers capitalise? Handoff to Sosa. That doesn't get anything. Tackle made by Dan Dash, the new outside edge rusher. On over from Queen City. Was a late signing along with the interior tackle Forrest Dalton. New faces on this 4-man front for Charleston. Drop back by Pierce. He's got time and incomplete. Looked deep downfield, was looking for Rob Hunt and couldn't quite hang on to it. And now Indianapolis will have a 3rd and long attempt. Almost feel as if you could run the ball here just to make sure you don't turn it over. Ensure that at minimum you get 3 points on the board. Hunt in motion from right to left. Pierce, left side, that's incomplete. Was looking for Ryan Roosevelt, and that falls away incomplete. And so Topher Kiefer will come out for a 44-yard attempt. And Indianapolis will take the lead for the first time today. A 4-play drive that didn't gain any yardage. They didn't quite capitalise on that turnover from Jack Russell, but a lead is a lead. And Charleston are now forced to respond. They scored 6 on their opening possession, and since then have only been able to kick a field goal. They had 2 punts, and then furthermore that turnover on the opening drive of the half. Kick-off from Kiefer. Returned by James up past the 20 and towards the 30, and he'll be marked at the 29. That's Ian Francis, in fact. So both of the back-end wide receivers on this Charleston depth chart involved on special teams. But Ian Francis is someone with a lot of top-end speed, so someone that they'll ideally be sending on some deep routes and some shallow crosses and routes like that that are going to best utilize that speed that he has. But for now, Lakeman, oh, great play, left edge. Thomas Matthews just went straight through. And the brothers have got 3 combined sacks on Lakeman tonight. And no one picked that up at all. He was off like a dart into the backfield. Lakeman had absolutely no time. And they're pushed back 4 yards here. 3 wide for Lakeman. And deep drop is incomplete. Good coverage at the back there by Ernest McRae. And that'll give Charleston another 3rd and long situation. They turned the ball over last time. They had to push through one of these. Lakeman drops back. He's got time. That's incomplete. Some complaints from the Charleston sideline about the contact on the receiver, but Benjamin Warner has no case to make. And Adam Wiseman is going to be credited with that play. And Eric Blueberry will have to punt this one away. Fielded at the 27 and returned up past the 30 to the 35 by Roosevelt, and Indianapolis gets another chance at points. And just when Charleston looked like they started on a stronger foot, this Indianapolis defense has stood up, especially that front 7. Robert Cherry's 2 sacks were game-changing, and then that further one from Thomas Matthews that started the drive pretty much stifled that straight away. See how the Ramblers respond here. Short pass, that's caught for a first down. Jeff Banfield across the middle, and Colin Pierce back to what was working in the opening half. Just too big and too strong for John Stamango on that edge. Looked like he may have been pushed into the tight end spot. An interesting sub there by Adam Wiseman. Split backfield for Pierce. He's going to look deep. That's caught for a first down by Devin Lloyd, the star wideout. He has been good today. Roosevelt has been good today. Pierce in general has looked confident. And this Charleston secondary has been a little flimsy at times. Pierce now over 200 yards in the game, so he's on pace for quite a huge game by way of yardage. Pierce drops back, pump to the backfield. He's going to rush it himself and will pick up 3. Not a bad result. He had a look at Sosa, who was running an out route, but chose against it. Got to be careful when running those, but he did the right thing and slid after he got what he came for. And now Christian Pierce subs into the backfield with Harleman in front of him. Handoff to Pierce, and he's swallowed up. Well, if anything, this Charleston defense has really locked onto this Indianapolis running attack. Christian Pierce hasn't had much room at all to work with tonight. And that sets up Indy with a 3rd and medium. Quads look from the Ramblers. Pierce will drop back. Tipped away and incomplete. I have a feel that Adam Nold could have had a pick there. But Ryan Roosevelt will probably be thankful that it was dropped by the former Rambler. And it will now be punted away by Philip Defield, the new punter on this Ramblers roster. Low snap. And the fair catch will be called for, and it slide and pick it up. Ian Francis perhaps miscalculated that one. But otherwise, good punt from Defield, and now Charleston forced to respond with just over 5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. Terrell Sutherland in the backfield. We've seen this look quite a bit tonight. Hand off to the fullback, and he will pick up a loss of 1. And not quite the result that he had in mind there. Thomas Matthews has looked strong tonight. That's his 2nd tackle for loss. And Indianapolis' defense, since that opening drive, has just done what it's needed to do. 3 wide here for the Preds. Receiver in motion. Drop back by Lakeman. That's a turnaround, and it falls away incomplete. Davius Reed was the target. And another 3rd down and long coming up for John Lakeman. Full wide, single back off to the left. See how they counter. Lakeman had to run away from the pressure. He's basically at his 1 yard line, and it's incomplete. It looked like Reed had it, and Ernest McCrae forces it free. Gee, this Indianapolis secondary is playing out of its skin at the moment. Reed had that, and then he got absolutely whacked. Got sent into next Friday. And Eric Blueberry is going to have to punt this one away again. This Indianapolis defense looks very strong. They have come to play on the road tough, and they have absolutely shown that. Low snap corralled at the foot of the end zone, and then a booming kick gets it to the 40, and it'll eventually be grounded at the 48. So a 60-yard through the air punt from Eric Blueberry. As you can see there, that took a while to come down. But irrespective, Indianapolis now have the ball just shy of halfway. We have just shy of 5 minutes to go in this third quarter rather. Handoff to Sosa, and that only picks up a yard, if that. Khalil Thomas in on the stop. Try again here on second down. Pro set for Pierce. Drop back by Colin. That's deep and incomplete. Mark Martin nearly had a second pick in this game, but it was just a bit behind him. Luckily, Colin Pierce overthrew it a bit too much. And a third and long coming up here. These two defenses have really locked on. 4 wide for Pierce. Drops back, and incomplete. Good contact on the outside. Ryan Roosevelt nearly had a first down. It was a similar situation to the Davis Reed target on the previous possession by Charleston. The ball forced free of the hands of number 17, and Defield will come back out here to punt it away. Charleston lives to see another day. This punt is fielded by Francis at the 17. And that's where Charleston will take back over again. So these two teams now essentially changing hands every possession. Neither offense has really jumped into the game here. It's certainly there for the taking, this contest. Drop back, that's caught across the middle. Pick up of a gout 3 by Benjamin Warner. That keeps the possession going. 3 wide for Lakeman. Hand off to, looks like Hoagland, and he will get close to a first down. Shy by just a yard. Ibarra sitting that block on the left edge along with Nebuchadnezzar. This offensive line needs to stand up and create room for this run game. We'll see if they can generate a first down here with only one needed. Handoff straight up the middle. Sutherland's got work to do, and he does it. Gain of about 3. That's good enough for a first down. Hoagland in the backfield. Spread receivers here for Lakeman. Toss play out to Hoagie. He's going to get past 1 and a second, and will be eventually dragged to ground by McRae and company after a gain of 4. So Charleston starting to get a drive together. It's been a minute since they've got the ground game solidified. Promising start to this one. Hand off to the left-hand side. That's Sutherland, and he will get close to a first down. Again, 3rd and 1 coming up. We'll see what they call here. Looks like Brad Taylor Wright has checked in, so fullback formation. Toss play, and Taylor Wright's going to get a great block on the outside, and he will pick up a first down. In fact, it was Hoagland. Taylor Wright was the one that set the block on the outside. Good combination between the two 40s, and Charleston now have a fresh set of downs. Lakeman in a pro set. Drop back. Indianapolis brings forward. It's deep, intercepted. Another turnover by John Lakeman. And it's taken away by Rick Evans, the slot corner. And that is absolutely disastrous for Charleston just when they were starting to get a good drive together. That's taken away rather comfortably by Evans. And this Indianapolis defense gets right back to it. Russell has one, and now Evans has one. And the Ramblers will get yet another shot at trying to improve this lead. Roosevelt in motion from right to left. Pierce in trouble, and that pass is caught for a gain of 1. John Stamango in on the tackle. And again, talking about this new leadership in Indianapolis, Robert Cherry was brought over in the off-season as the new general manager, but Ernest McRae has been heavily involved in the coaching staff, expected to take a step up this season in the absence of Chad Rowland. That pass is looking for Roosevelt, but falls away incomplete. Good coverage by Corey Mena. And Mena, one of the top paid corners in the league, has had some good moments in this game, isolating one of the best wide receivers in this game, and Ryan Roosevelt. We'll see what Pierce is able to draw up here on a 3rd and long. Pressure on that left-hand side could be interesting. Looks like Khalil Thomas is on the edge. He will blitz. Pierce with time. It's caught. Well-designed play. And Rob Hunt's got his 2nd catch of the game. See there was plenty of pressure that Charleston brought. Left Sam Blotner in a one-on-one coverage situation and just couldn't get in front of the ball. Pierce now at 220 on 15 from 26, so his conversion rate has been solid. Motion to fullback Harleman, the pass in the backfield to Sosa, and he's going to lose a couple. It's been a tough night for Tino Sosa in his first game against an SFL defense, and Sam Blotner will be credited with that tackle for loss. Perhaps the last play of the quarter here. Pierce, short throw, that's caught for a gain of 3, and that will set up a 3rd and manageable. Devin Lloyd with another catch. And we'll see if Pierce calls a play here before the quarter is out. Christian Pierce in the backfield, 4 wide. That clock rolling right down, and he will call a play here. Incomplete. There's a flag down. Looks like there was too much contact on the Indianapolis receiver. And it will be defensive pass interference called against Adam Nold, and that will give Indianapolis a fresh set of downs. And you could argue a completely unnecessary play, just given that it was probably going to be incomplete anyway. But that push in the back from Nold is going to set up Indianapolis with a fresh set of downs, and the clock stopping means that we will see another play before the quarter is out. 3 wide for Pierce on the 25. Pierce drops back, short throw is caught for a gain of 2. And Mark Martin on the tackle there as that play was made by Joel Harleman. And that will take us to the 4th quarter. Indianapolis leads it by 3 with 10 minutes to go. Can they hold on, or will Charleston pull out a win at home in this preseason affair? Back here in Charleston, South Carolina. Indianapolis knocking on the door of extending their lead. Here's 2nd down and 8. Pierce. Short throw, tipped and incomplete. He was looking for Jimmy Wint, but Khalil Thomas there had to bat that one away. And now a 3rd and long for the Ramblers coming up. Four wide for Indianapolis. Pierce drops back. It's a great throw, and Ryan Roosevelt is going to be pinned at the 1. Spun through the initial contact of Corey Mena. Couldn't quite get to the house, but what a play by number 17. And Colin Pierce has done a great job of finding his number 1 target. You see there, only just dragged down. And now they're going to be able to punch this one in from the 1 yard line. Roosevelt now over 100, so he's got nearly half of the receiving yards from Pierce tonight. Christian Pierce already punched one in on the board. He's got a carry here on the far side, and that will not get it. He'll be spotted pretty much at the line of scrimmage. We see Tino Sosa push in a preseason touchdown. Offset eye to the left. It's a run, and Sosa will punch it in. The rookie taken in the season 22 rookie draft, Tino Sosa, will get a touchdown, and Indianapolis are going to be able to push this one out to 10. A brilliant play by Ryan Roosevelt on the earlier possession was enough to get them on the goal line, and Sosa only needed a yard, and he got it. And the youngster is able to produce in his opening game in a Ramblers uniform. And Indianapolis convert on a defensive turnover from Rick Evans, and that's exactly what they needed. They had a number of opportunities that were set up by the defensive play, and they've now capitalized. Charleston now forced into attack mode as Ian Francis returns this one up to the 29. And we'll see if they can get any momentum here on this drive. Lakeman hasn't exactly had his best game tonight. A couple of turnovers that he would normally not make, and the run game otherwise has looked pretty strong, so no reason to throw the game plan out completely. Lead back is Sutherland. He's on his own in the backfield. Lakeman. Oh, that's a shocker from John Lakeman. Don't know what he saw moving downfield, and Rick Evans almost had a second. It was almost like he was passing it to Rick Evans. He was playing for the wrong team. Got to regroup here on 2nd down. Same formation. Lakeman to throw again. Rolls out of the pressure, looking deep, incomplete. Looks like there was a bit of contact there on Davis Reed, but no flag thrown. And now it will be a 3rd and long for Charleston. These have been situations that they have struggled in tonight. But they absolutely need a conversion here. 4 wide. Hoagland off to the left. Lakeman. And that's too long. Davis Reed couldn't get the separation. In fact, it was Odeby the target on that far side. Couldn't get the separation away from the corner, and Indianapolis gets another stop. This Ramblers defense has locked on tonight. And Eric Blueberry is going to punt this away for, I believe, the 3rd time tonight. Another big boot from the contract punter. He's going to land at the 25. And Roosevelt will push it up to the 30. Roosevelt had to run back for that. That's how far it went. But now, if you're Indianapolis, you can start getting your backs involved. Tino Sosa's had a rough night tonight, but he has got the score. Potentially see a bit of him on this drive as they look to wind out this clock a bit. Pierce, handoff. That is Sosa, and he will pick up 3. That's a better run. Like he was a bit hard done by there on the spot. But that should accrue some of the lost yardage on his previous carries. Pierce checks in. Handoff. Oh, it was almost blown up. It's still going to only just barely get back to the line of scrimmage. Anthony Ellison, the debutant, getting in there on the tackle. So Charleston's defense doing a solid job here. Can they complete the stop here on 3rd and 7? Indianapolis go aggressive here on 3rd down. Pierce rolls away and it's incomplete. Good coverage there on the play. He was looking for Banfield and couldn't find him. And Indianapolis will be forced to punt this one away. So Charleston gets another stop. Punt fielded, fair caught at the 20. So good punt coverage there by Indianapolis, and Charleston will start on the 25. And get another chance to respond here. Try and reduce this lead to within a single score. But Lakeman needs to get something going here. Toss to the outside. That's Sutherland, and he will pick up 5. So Sutherland clearly the lead back tonight in this Charleston offense. Jack Russell in on the tackle. He's had a good night in this Indianapolis secondary. For the general part, they all have. Rick Evans had a turnover earlier. Ernest McCrae has made some good plays. Micah Ryan has had a couple of big tackles at the free safety spot. It's been a good night for this Ramblers defense. Handoff. Far side. Oh, he ran over a man. And Ernest McCrae had to jump across and save a touchdown. That was a great carry by Terrell Sutherland. He's now eclipsed 50 yards on the ground, so he's been pretty efficient on those 11 carries. That's his best one of the night. Now with a fresh set of downs, Taylor Wright checks in after that carry by Sutherland. Lakeman, short throw is caught for a gain of about 5 by Benjamin Warner. Interestingly, I believe Solomon's only had 1 target and 1 catch tonight. Sandcastle yet to be targeted. Tight end's not necessarily involved tonight, as you would probably expect from this team. But they're both out here on this play at 2nd and 5. Hand off to the far side. That's Sutherland, and he will be given a first down. Nicely done by the fullback. So Charleston again on the move. They're now over halfway. Hoagland in the backfield. Reed from left to right. Hand off to Hoagland, and he will pick up 3 on that carry as the clock winds down towards the 5-minute mark. And that suggests that this drive here for Charleston could be a real make or break situation. Offset eye to the left. Sutherland in the backfield. He gets the carry up the middle and he's jammed up. They're going to give him a yard. Adam Wiseman might disagree with that. He made a great tackle. Went straight in up the middle. Read that like a book. Still low, 3rd and medium here for Lakeman. Has to convert. Their 3rd down offense has not been good tonight. Lakeman is going to roll, and that's caught, well converted. And Davius Reed's going to run down the sideline and almost get in himself. What a play. Caught it on the outside, and the coverage just sort of dropped off enough for him to race forward and pick up an extra 5 or 6 yards after the catch. And Lakeman, who has had an otherwise rough night, finally gets a big conversion. And you see there, Ernest McRae was there to make the hit on the sideline and just didn't get across in time. Almost like he hesitated. And that's the play that Charleston needed. That flips the script on this drive immensely. Now with Sutherland in the backfield, can he punch it in? They need 6 for the score. Play clock winding down. Lakeman short throw is caught. That's a tight end, and he's got it for a score. Touchdown caught by, I believe, Agent X, Xavier Solomon. His first touchdown in a Charleston uniform. Short route across the middle was caught, and Solomon got into the house, although Adam Wiseman says no, he didn't. And we're going to have a retroactive look at this. So a huge moment in the ball game here. Because it looked like Solomon had that for all money, and he is certainly in the end zone. There you go. No touchdown. It's ruled out. Xavier Solomon had to score. And upon review, they're not going to give it to him. And that's a controversial call. Still though, Charleston are going to be cooked up here on the 1. And they couldn't really spot them any closer to the goal line. So it's a matter of whoever gets the carry here. It's Sutherland in the backfield here on this goal line I formation. Sutherland up the middle is jammed up. Great tackle. Indianapolis gets a goal line stop, and even better, Telemac Scarborough is going to push him back a yard. Although the difference is minuscule. at best, but if they can get another stop here, that could make things very interesting. Same look here. Looks like Taylor Wright might be in the backfield. The toss play to the outside is caught for a touchdown. Nick Hoagland trots it in from 1 yard out, and that brings it back to 4. And they had one taken off the board earlier with Xavier Solomon, but Nick Hoagland is able to get the job done on the outside, and that gives Charleston a ray of hope in the last 5 minutes of this ball game. Extra point from Burchett is up and good. And that drive spanned quite a while, but it's a successful one. That big catch by Davis Reed on the outside set it up beautifully. And we're going to have a grandstand finish here in this preseason affair. Return from within the field of play by Roosevelt, and he'll get it up past the 25 to the 28 and no further. And now Indianapolis's offense is forced to respond. You feel a scoring drive here from the Ramblers could be, pending whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, could potentially be night-night, but a stop here could be very, very important. So Colin Pierce now forced to move his hand after they had that comfortable 10-point lead for quite some time. Pierce is going to drop back on first down. He's got time to throw downfield. There's a flag down. He may have caught it anyway. If he did, that was miraculous, because it was pretty heavy pass interference on that play. And Indianapolis did decline because he caught it. Incredible. So Mojon Tanner gets pinned for that play, but a awesome catch by, I believe, Jeff Banfield going downfield. And now the Ramblers are on halfway. That's a huge play to start the drive. Pierce, handoff to Sosa, and he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. It's the second time we've seen that play, and Stamango this time gobbles it up. A little sweep run from the split back formation just hasn't worked for them tonight. Four wide here for the Ramblers. Charleston brings 4. Pierce at the throw under pressure. What a grab! Incomplete. Whoa. Ryan Roosevelt almost had it. Perhaps I jinxed him. It looked like he grabbed it and falls away incomplete in the end. And now the Ramblers have to convert from 3rd and long. This is a huge play in the context of this game. Charleston needs a stop here. But Indianapolis has been excellent with their 3rd down offense tonight. Look to show pressure here. Charleston sends 4. Pierce with time. Deep. It's incomplete. It looked like Hunt was wide open on that far side, and he chose to throw it to Devin Lloyd. I'd like to have another look at that, because it looked like he had a much better option and chose against it. And so now Charleston will get field position somewhere deep pending the punt, but with a chance to reclaim the lead, or at least tie it. And it will be fielded at 20, no fair catch call for, and it will be spotted at the 18. Rick Evans pushing through and tackling Francis. And it's crunch time here as we enter the final 3 minutes of this ball game. Hoagland in the backfield, 4 wide for Lakeman. Hand off to Hoagland. Only nets a yard if that. Tally Scarborough with the tackle. He, another one who has had a really good impact on the defensive side of the ball tonight. Lakeman. 3 wide, 2 backs in the backfield. Sutherland will go in motion. Lakeman. Short throw is caught. Great play. Davius Reed will get the catch and will pick up a first down. So he's having a big quarter here and a big game player. And Davius Reed's been here for 4 seasons or so and has been a constant threat on the outside. That time just ran a little cross route, and despite the diving attempt from Adam Wiseman, he was able to reel it in. And now John Lakeman's starting to get a little bit of traction in this game. Lakeman, hand off. Hoagland trying to find some space. He's going to be shut down and will be dropped at the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit by Indianapolis' defense on that far side. Twins to the left and split backfield. Lakeman drops back. Deep look is caught by Warner for a first down. In fact, it's Xavier Solomon with, I believe, his 3rd catch of the game. Nice little cross route there from Solomon, and that will almost bring us to the 2-minute warning here at Robert Smalls Memorial Stadium. And Charleston now driving for either a lead or a tie to take it to overtime. Huge final 2 minutes here in this preseason game. The game seemed to stutter out for a decent amount of time in that second quarter and third quarter rather. But it's now just starting to sizzle. Here is Charleston going for the lead. They're on the fringe of halfway. I'll move Warner in motion. Lakeman, short throw. Reed caught for a not first down, not even close to a first down. He picks up a gain of 4. And Tally Scarborough with the tackle again. And Benjamin Waters' name hasn't really been called much in the second half. It's been the Davius Reed show by and large. 30 seconds drained off the clock there in between those 2 plays. Single back is Sutherland. He'll get the carry. Had to try and get through Scarborough, and he stood up. Big tackle by the veteran. He has had a huge quarter on the outside of that defense. And now Charleston forced to convert here on 3rd and 6. This could be the play of the game. Lakeman trying to move. He's going to look deep. It's incomplete. Had coverage draped all over him. And Mike Ryan is going to get a stop for Indianapolis. And with just over a minute left on the clock, you would assume now you're in 4th down territory. So here's the ball game. Charleston has to convert. They need 6. Pull Reed in motion from left to right. Lakeman drops back. He's got a clean pocket. It's overthrown. And Indianapolis will get the stop. And they should be able to run this clock out with a 3-point lead. It was a low-scoring affair, but the pass from Lakeman was just too big, and Jack Russell, you would say, had it covered anyway. Well, he was definitely open enough for it to be forced into that area, but it was just too much on it from Lakeman. And now Indianapolis can put some trust in Tino Sosa and their offensive line to close this game out. Heavy formation here on halfway. Handoff to Sosa in the backfield. He'll push forward for a couple, and Charleston will call their first timeout. So if they get a couple more stops and burn through all of their timeouts, they will get another shot at it. But one first down here from Indianapolis will kill this off completely. Hand off to the pitch to Sosa, and he will not pick up anything on that carry. That's a second timeout call by Charleston, so this is the third down play. And you would suspect another run here for Sosa. He is in the backfield. Charleston fans getting loud here at the home stadium. Sosa's going to run forward. He'll get 4, but that's not enough for a first. And Charleston will burn through their final timeout. So still enough clock sitting there, but this punt here could be huge. He needs to get this downfield and force them back as far as he possibly can. Angled off to the right and fair catch call. Gee, that's a good punt. That's a really good punt by Dingfield on debut. And that will march them back all the way back to the 12. So 88 needed for the win. The problem here now is if you're trying to get the field goal range, you have to somehow stop the clock so that they can get the special teams unit out there. They don't have any more timeouts left to do that. So they perhaps have to go for the jugular here. Lakeman out route, caught by, looks like Francis may have gotten his first catch. Nets nothing. Now they have to go into no huddle. And Lakeman will spike it. So that burns 2 plays. And just generally a questionable decision there on the route. It didn't look like Francis had any chance of breaking that off. Obviously he has a lot of top end speed that he can utilise, but not a play that gave him a lot of room to use it. Irrespective, 4 wide here for Lakeman. He will drop back. He's got a clean pocket. It's caught for a first down. Now they're on the move. Can they get up to the line in time? 20 seconds and ticking. Yeah, it took quite a while to get that off, so only 15 left now. And you would suspect they probably only have 1 or 2 plays left to try and get this downfield. Lakeman can hit it over the top of the defense. You'd expect now that a field goal attempt is completely off the cards. They need 6. Same formation. Lakeman. Short drop. That's incomplete. And it will be a defensive pass interference penalty, which will give him a first down and stop the clock. So that's not a bad result for Charleston at all. Ernest McRae on. So theoretically, a big play here that gets it to the outside, and if you can somehow run it out, you can have a shot at a field goal because of that clock stop. So Brad Burchett can knock them from probably about 55, might be his absolute maximum. So they're not far away from field goal range, but they need a catch on the outside that stops the clock. Can Lakeman produce here? Lakeman drops back. He's got a pass away, and that's incomplete. He's looking for Adobe. They only lose a couple seconds, so no harm, no foul there. but not the right route to be looking for in this situation. Lakeman trying again. Drops back. He's got time. It's complete. And he will be down. That will be it. They will not get the spike off in time. And Indianapolis will pick up a win in this preseason affair on the road in Charleston. Their defense had a huge night tonight. And they will pick up this win 20 points to 17. As we will just read over some final stats before we let you go to enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We see there Colin Pierce had the better night of the two quarterbacks. He only turned the ball over once. Lakeman with those two crucial turnovers in this game. Rushing wise, Sosa had the most carries in the game. He only had 5 yards on the ground. It was a tough night for Tino Sosa, but crucially had the rushing touchdown that ultimately gave Indianapolis the win. Terrell Sutherland was the best rusher on the night with 58 yards off his 15 carries. Furthermore, in the receiving columns, Benjamin Warner led the game in catches, but it was Devin Lloyd who was the best in yardage, followed by his teammate in Ryan Roosevelt. Xavier Solomon had 3 catches for 47 in his debut. And then defensively, Scarborough led the game in tackles along with Jack Russell. They were both immense tonight. Mark Martin had 7 tackles and a pick, but Thomas Matthews and furthermore, Thomas Matthews and furthermore Robert Cherry were two of the most pivotal players tonight against their former team. 3 sacks between them, and they were drive-killing sacks. And again, those interceptions, Jack Russell, Rick Evans as well with an interception, and Mark Martin with 1. That will do us here in this preseason affair. I hope you enjoyed, and best of luck to both of these teams in week 1.